Hi everyone, it's Dolphin here. In today's guide video I wanted to show you a Poison Flurry rogue build which allowed me to complete a World Tier 4 capstone dungeon while being level 56. The build is really strong as it provides a lot of healing and has some nice defensive elements. So without further ado, let's begin. And we'll begin with talking about the gear. So starting off with the aspect on helmet, I am running aspect of might, which provides you some damage reduction while using your basic skills. The build uses puncture as your basic skill, which will be used a lot, so this aspect is almost 100% on. Next we've got this aspect of Stolen Vigor, which is probably one of the most important and overpowered right now aspects while playing rogue, because it allows you healing per second for 8 seconds, if I'm not mistaken, for each stack of momentum key passive you have. And as we are playing a momentum key passive along with Mangler's aspect, we will be running on 3 stacks almost all the time. Next we have Gasp of Shadows, which is a unique gloves that basically provide you 100 damage boost each free, statistically each free uses of Flurry, because if you hit a vulnerable enemy, you have 30% chance to cast a Shadow Clone that will mimic your attack. Next we have aspect of Disobedience, which gains you armor when you deal damage, and as it's a poison build, you are dealing a lot of single time damages, a lot of damage ticks, so you are basically running on 100% of the buff all the time. Next we have Mangler's aspect that allows you to daze the enemy that is vulnerable, and all the enemies around you are vulnerable because of the improved Flurry passive we have taken. Next, obviously we have to run Encircling Blades, which makes our Flurry deal damage all around us, not only in a cone shape, and it also increases the damage. For the next damage buff, we are running the aspect of Expectant, which gives you 30% more attack damage after 3 uses of basic skill, and will be attacking 3 times almost all the times because of running the combo points. Next two aspects provide you with almost unlimited energy. These are the Revenues aspect and Energizing aspect. One of them provides you a lot of energy while fighting the trash mobs or maybe some elites, and the other one gives you a lot of energy while facing the boss. For the one-handed weapons, we are running one unique dagger, which increases your core skill damage by 40% if you used 3 combo points, which we will be obviously doing. And the other one is aspect of Bursting Venoms, which is one that hasn't been very well known, but seems to be incredibly OP, which gives you a lucky hit that anytime you critically strike with your imbued skill, which is Flurry in our case, you have 10% chance of leaving a toxic pool that deals damage, and also, which is the most important part, lets you use your imbuement unlimited amount of times because it has no cooldown. Next, moving on to the skill tree. So, for this build we are running Puncture. It is an obvious choice because of the fundamental Puncture passive, which allows you to make an enemy vulnerable if you hit him with at least 2 blades, which you will be doing because it's a close. Next, moving on to the core skills, we are obviously running Flurry with Enhanced Flurry and Improved Flurry. That allows us to spread the vulnerability among all the enemies around us. We are also running 2 passives here just for some defensiveness. Remember, having some defensive aspects in your build is very, very important so you don't get one shot by trash mobs. So we're running here 12% of close damage reduction, and most of the times we will be facing enemies with close damage, as well as some healing while we critically strike a close enemy. Next, moving on to our movement skill, we are running Dash, along with Enhanced Dash that provides some critical strike damage. For more defense, we are running Dark Shroud with 2 passives, one that gives us a chance not for the stack not to be consumed, it's just a very good passive, and the other one provides us with some movement speed, which is very important while doing dungeons. I am also running Poison Trap because many of my other skills are being affected by the fact that the enemy is poisoned. I'm also running the Enhanced Poison Trap for some CC that is always helpful, as well as Subverting Poison Trap that allows us to deal more damage when an enemy is poisoned. Also, I am running 2 offensive passives here, one to deal more damage to healthy and injured enemies, and the other one to deal 9% more damage to vulnerable enemies. Next, moving on to our imbuement skills, of course we are running Poison Imbuement with 2 passives. One that makes poisoning duration longer by 1 second, which is very helpful for us to trigger the toxic pull from the legendary. Here also running 2 passives, one to increase the damage and one to make enemies deal less damage to us. Also a passive that guarantees us some critical strike chance. Lastly, as you can see, I am not running any ultimate skill, because in my opinion it's unnecessary here, but I am running 2 passives that increase our lucky hit chance. As you can see, this one gives 15%, as well as this one, because using 100 energy is not hard with this build as we are spamming core skills. This sums up to 30%, and after adding this to the 33% of Poison Imbuement and the basic lucky hit chance, you get almost 100% lucky hit chance, which is incredibly important while trying to apply this toxic pull. As you can see, it's a lucky hit, and now you have only 10% only with critical strikes, so having 100% lucky hit chance here is quite important, so it does actually happen quite frequently. And also I am running Trap Mastery just because I am using Poison Trap, and this gives me even more critical strike chance, and it's increased by 12%, which is quite a lot. And lastly, of course, I am running Momentum Key passive, which provides me a lot of damage reduction, a lot of energy regeneration, movement speed, and also provides a lot of healing because of using the aspect of Stolen Vigor. As far as the gems, on your weapon you wanna run the Emerald because it gives you more critical strike damage for vulnerable enemies. For your armor I would recommend running Ruby, as you don't have a lot of health, so that's a good way to increase it. And for the jewelry I am running Skull for some additional armor, but you are free to use any other gem just to increase the element resistance you are missing. Okay, that would be it for the guide part. Now I would like to show you a short footage of me clearing the World Tier 4 dungeon while being level 62. The clear isn't the fastest, but please take a look at the sustain of a character. So, thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye!